9 seconds. He was taking one look, and I'll tell you, that's confidence in your coach, Joe Gibbs. He knew that Joe Theismann was not going to complete a pass where the Redskins would get themselves in a position of not being able to get the field goal unit on the team.
But aren't you a little surprised he didn't try to throw one at least in the end zone? If you're going to throw one more time, throw it for the end zone.
43-yard attempt. Moseley has it en route, and this time Moseley, who had missed from 43 and 52, gets it through the uprights, and it looks as though they will move into the halftime locker room with a 3-point lead over San Diego. But San Diego battling, and really battling on defense, surprisingly strong tonight.
That's been the story of the first half, Kipper. San Diego on defense. You don't ordinarily see them playing the kind of defense they played tonight. As Theismann talks with his coach.
Oh, buddy, Jerry Rome he's talking with. Jerry was telling me a couple of weeks ago up in Green Bay that Theismann, he thinks, releases the ball as quickly as any quarterback he's worked with. And in turn today, Theismann was telling me what a big help that he felt Rome was to that.
Well, they've got great coaches under Gibbs. Pettibone, Joe Bugle, simply superb assistant coaches.
You watch Theismann, he's upset with himself. He knew he should not have thrown into that double coverage that got him an interception. He also knows that Don Warren was wide open when he looked to the other tight end, Didier. And no, Joe's hard on himself. He really is. He's a perfectionist, and he'll be back. You can believe that.
He's talking about, Theismann about Rome. He says he takes the number 3 quarterback, Babe Laufenberg, out. He says he throws with him, throws with him, throws with him. And the joke around the camp is that if he ever does play, it'll be, you'll have a little tag, Laufenberg, produced by Jerry Rome.
Ernest Jackson is deep for San Diego. Jeff Hayes knuckles it along the ground.
Good kick.
Fielded there by Bruce Laird.
Bruce.
And that'll expire the time here in the first half. Hard-hitting football game, a must game at the 20-yard line.
All right, here are the first quarter statistics. At that point, San Diego in control statistically, but not in terms of the score. And then, second half, the statistics evened out and indeed turned Washington's way in total yards, but a couple of breaks determined the first half. That San Diego fumble when they were apparently moving in, and Frank Pickup with the play-by-play.
We're watching Ed Luther tonight in relief of Dan Fouts, out of the game with a very sore shoulder. In case you joined us earlier, we talked to him before the game. He will not be in action tonight. Muncie, however, not expected to play, just got the call on first down, and he rolls for 5 yards out to the 25-yard line. Ed Luther in the first half, the 4th-year man out of San Jose, who really has not played all that much because of the durability of Dan Fouts over the past few years, is 7 of 14 on the night, 88 yards, 2 interceptions, making his second start as a Charger. He started the Denver game a week ago in a loss to Denver, 14-6. And in that game, Luther was 22 of 48, 193 yards and 3 interceptions. Holohan is the moving tight end for the Chargers as Luther fires it into Winslow in between a pair of Redskin defenders. Rich Malat was there, and Curtis Jordan, and Luther strong-armed it in for the first down out over the 35-yard line. That could mean that you're either throwing it too quickly or you have good mobility.
Or good offensive line.
I prefer to think it's the latter. I mentioned that early in the contest.
2 interceptions tonight. He had 3 a week ago. Ed Luther. First down 10, 37-yard line. Charlie Joyner is the motion man for the Chargers as Sherman Smith rolls for 4 yards out over the 40-yard line to bring up a second down and 6.
Going back to those first half breaks, Frank, Washington might have had a score. As you noted, Don Warren was 10 yards past everyone all alone. Theismann didn't see him. And then Luther mistakenly hung out that long pass that gave Theismann time to move Moseley into field goal position, and Moseley connected.
And, of course, San Diego was on a drive when they had a fumble by Sherman Smith into the end zone for a touchback. Second down and 6, and I'll tell you, Charlie Joyner caught that one. He would have taken some fingers with it.
Sure would have. That's what they call it. Hard ball, a high fastball.
This has been the criticism of Ed Luther, one of them. As opposed to Dan Fouts, Luther really throws that ball hard. And he did have some 8 drops last week in the Denver game. But it really isn't that difficult to catch. Is just when you work with Dan Fouts, as these Charger receivers have for so many years, you get used to that soft touch. 3rd down and 6. Muncie is in there as a single setback. Luther, Muncie. Muncie trying to get first down yardage. He was in the arms of Brian Carpenter, the nickelback for the Redskins. I don't think he'll get it.
One of those wonderful examples of Joyner coming down and pretending to try to work his way through the secondary. And it's a great pick is really what it is. Joyner picks off the outside linebacker. Muncie's right there. I don't believe he made the first either. Good hard-nosed tackle. 41, Brian Carpenter.
That'll bring up 4th down, and the punting team has come on for San Diego. Maury Buford. No, they now bring Buford back, and they have Luther in. They're going to go. Why not?
And you're right. Why not?
Chargers with a 4th down, less than a yard to go. They're going against the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. Muncie does it easy to midfield, and he could have popped it for a big one.
If you recall San Diego in this very arena, Jack Murphy Stadium, opening game of the year, Jets 41, San Diego 29. 4 times Joe Walton made that exact call. 3 times it worked for him, and it turned the game the Jets' way. Risk it on 4th down, very short yardage.
Terrific job. Billy Shields, Doug Wilkerson, Don Masick sealed off that right side of the defense. Then he got a good lead block by Sherman White. That was a nice job on offensive line.
James Brooks is in the lineup for San Diego. This is Sherman Smith. And Sherman Smith steps inside the first down marker and gets another Charger first down.
Flag
near the 37-yard line, and a flag is down where we usually get the holding call. That is going to back San Diego up.
That's going to hurt.
Could be Gissinger there.
It is. Referee once again, Fred Silva walking it off. Here's the call.
Offense, number 75, holding. First down.
That's 2 holds tonight for Andy Gissinger, the right tackle. I think you'll see it right in the middle of your screen. Gissinger working against Liebenstein. He had a pretty good hold on him. So that'll bring up first down and 20 rather than a first down inside the 40 of the Redskins.
Good play. Oh, that nice play.
And Brooks, who was not expected to play because of a very sore ankle and hamstring, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Darrell Green, the rookie #1 draft pick out of Texas A&I, defensively for Washington.
But nice play call, as Don said. You don't try to get the whole 20 back at once.
They do something. This is just a little swing screen pass out. This is a center. You'll see Masick show up out there in the middle. And actually, he had Doug Wilkerson out, too. I didn't see the guard go out there. But they do so many different things offensively here. It's fun to watch this team play.
Brooks is a single setback. 2nd down and 11. Holohan is the move tight end. Luther had to throw that away. He wanted to go to the big tight end, Kellen Winslow. And Kellen Winslow had attracted 3 skin defenders.
They were a little jammed up down there, the receivers that time. Don't know for sure, but someone could have possibly run an incorrect route.
Ed Luther's intense. He's looking over there where the plays are being wig-wagged in. 3rd down, long 11. The ball close to midfield. Don Coryell always into the game, intense. No setback whatsoever for the Chargers. Luther with a lot of time.
And he's got
Joyner, and he underthrows Joyner, and is picked off. Joyner had moved behind Vernon Dean. Luther underthrows, and well, if you want to look at that in a positive way, this is probably better than a punt. As the Redskins will get the interception, they will have it inside their own 10-yard line.
A lot of times we'll see a receiver open up this deep down the field. But unless that quarterback has already seen him break and release the ball, nobody has an arm strong enough to get out there.
Vernon Dean, his 4th interception of the season, and the Redskins start inside their own 10.
That's Vernon Dean just made the interception. They were chewing up on him earlier in the year. Reason pinched nerve in the neck. Couldn't turn his head. Now he's totally well, and you just saw evidence of it.
Redskins from their own 7-yard line. They send Riggins over the left side, and Riggins works his way to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Gain of 3 yards.
Woody Lowe, Billy Ray Smith defensively. We look down and check out the defense for San Diego. It remains much as it started, with the 2 rookies on the inside linebacking positions, Billy Ray Smith and Mike Green, the 2 rookie cornerbacks, Gil Bird and Danny Walters. And it's a defense that's improving each week. Riggins will try the right side. Flag is down, and Riggins is down at the line of scrimmage. Keith Ferguson leading the way for the Chargers.
I'll tell you, that's a swarming defense they're developing.
Yeah, they really are. I was interested. He was talking about Louis Kelcher holding against the Redskins there. Louis Kelcher, as many of you know, has been around out here and a big favorite in San Diego. He says, but you know, he is really trimmed down. And really, what does he weigh? He's around 300.
That's right. It was 345, wasn't he?
And that does put a lot of extra pressure
He was
on his
trying to say we can finally weigh him.
Yeah.
The discussion is a holding call against Washington.
Offense. Number 68. Holding. Decline. 3rd down.
Russ Graham holding on the left side, declined because it would have only been the 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal line. That would have put the Redskins at their 5-yard line, and they would have had 2nd down from their 5-yard line with 13 to go for the 1st. So the Chargers have declined the penalty to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Washington and Giaquinto, the 2 receiving setbacks, are in the lineup for the Redskins. Monk split way to the left. Giaquinto in motion. Theismann, Charlie Brown, he has the completion out over the 25, gets the Redskins 1st down.
What a big play, and always on the receiving end, or so it seems. Downtown Charlie Brown.
That one really did start. He had really good protection that time, that offensive line. They tried to blitz the safety, and they picked the safety up. Left that secondary with man-to-man coverage, ran a little out pattern by his back, and downtown came right across the middle, and he was wide open.
The 1st down is just over the 28-yard line for the Redskins. 3rd quarter action. Redskins over the Chargers, 10-7. Screen to the flanker. This is Art Monk, and the former Syracuse Mr. Everything, who is a good runner after he gets the ball, is up very close to a 1st down, perhaps half a yard short.
I think I see him throw that pattern. The only thing I can see that stops a pattern like that if they've rolled up into a zone. But if they can get that ball out to an Art Monk, they're going to pick up some yards. That's the possession type pass that you throw, 5, 6 yards, and they break it sometimes.
As Frank says, that's Washington football.
Don't turn it over. Keep possession. They've been doing it now ever since Joe Gibbs arrived. Riggins holding. Flag is down, and that should be another hold, as Riggins has the yardage for the 1st down.
On the play.
So we've had a couple of flags early here in the 3rd quarter when we had a relatively penalty-free 1st half.
Redskins usually are not penalized very much. They have a
Least in the league.
Good record. Are they the least in the league?
They were coming in through 8 games.
That's what I said. See, they're hardly ever penalized. I knew stuff like that.
Offense, holding. Number 74. 2nd down.
You were right on top of it, didn't you?
I knew. I'd heard that. I'd heard something about it. Not a lot of penalties. I didn't know they
You're
were.
as big as that offensive line. It averages 277 pounds, I think, whatever it is, between tackle to tackle. When you throw the tight ends in, you don't lose much. They go to 264 pounds.
Hey, wait a minute. They're the 5th least penalized team in the NFL. Only 43 penalties.
That's what I said.
Okay. 1st or 5th?
2nd down, long yardage for the Redskins.
I say.
Monk out of bounds.
No, he's got it.
He was dueling with Danny Walters, and if he went out of bounds, in the arms there or being pushed out of bounds by Danny Walters, it would have been a completion.
That's about from where we are. Scary up here. You see a little double coverage. Monk over here to the bottom of your screen. Good coverage there by Walters. He was with him all the way. He did step out of bounds. I thought he was marking it there, but he was saying that's where he stepped out of bounds. I tell you, they haven't. Walters has been all over him. He's really, that guy's going to be a terrific cornerback.
He has had a great game. That kid was a quarterback in high school. He's an all-around athlete.
I can certainly understand that.
Used to throw footballs to Bobby Duckworth. Did he? Third down and 11. Theismann setting out, firing, and is complete. Goes downfield to Art Monk, and Art Monk will have the first down yardage. A little rolling pocket that Theismann can handle so well.
Lyndon King was the linebacker blitzing in there, and I just saw him get hit. I don't know who hit him.
And he's slow getting up.
Art Monk up at the top of your screen. Charlie Brown down at the bottom. Let's just watch it, see what kind of coverage we cut.
57 is Lyndon King. You'll see him get hit.
You know, it was Joe Washington. He just fell down there. That's what it was. But you see Monk up at the top of your screen.
Working right in front of Gil Bird. First down Redskins, 44-yard line. Riggins, single setback. Riggins met hard by Woody Lowe. Gain of perhaps 2. It'll be second down and 8. Ken Green up there defensively from the free safety, helping Woody Lowe.
High.
Less than 10 minutes now.
We
We're
know.
here in the third quarter.
High. High.
Frankly, I didn't expect a game nearly this active, this tight.
It's nice to see Euchre back on the traveling squad. We haven't seen him in a while.
Second down and 8, 47-yard line of the Redskins. Joe Washington is in there at setback. Theismann gets it to Washington, and Woody Lowe reigns all over him in midfield. And Woody Lowe and Joe Washington were battling the moment the ball was snapped. Woody Lowe, good pass defending linebacker for the Chargers.
Seems like to me these Charger defensive players are just in a lot better position to play defense than they've ever been.
Don, your big man is in there, number 74, Louis Kelcher.
They're not booing, they're saying, Louis, Louis. Does a lot of extra work here in this San Diego area. They really do love old Louis.
Had a bad knee. Could have been just sheer weight on it. But they'll use him when they go into their 4-man front. They're in it now on a third down and 4.
That's big hands and almost got in there.
Should have another holding call as the flag goes down. Monk spins and twists up there, upended close to a first down. But again, that flag is down. And again against Washington. When a team like Washington starts getting these holding calls, you know that they're being pressured by the defense. And the Chargers are playing perhaps their best defensive game thus far this season.
I can't remember a Charger team playing defense this well. So you got to give Tom Bass some credit.
Speaking with Tom before the game, and he's awfully proud of the young guys. You know, he says they're going to make a lot of the mistakes, same old cliches, but he's really proud of them. All right.
Offense, number 68, holding. Third down.
Russ Graham on the left side. Speaking of proud, you better believe that Billy Ray Smith, for 14 years, and many of them an all-pro for the Baltimore Colts, I better believe he's proud of his son. Started every game he played at the University of Arkansas from his freshman season, and has been a starter ever since he was taken first round by the Chargers in the draft. Third down, long yardage for Theismann. Giaquinto will not get the first down, and the Charger fans love it. Miles McPherson was there defensively as Giaquinto gets back close to midfield, but it'll bring up fourth down and 5.
Finally ran out. The drive, such as it was, had been engineered on the wings of 2 key third down passes for intermediate distance by Theismann. to Monk and to Charlie Brown, but not this time.
And 3 holding calls.
That's right. The penalties killed him.
As Wes Chandler pressed into duty because of the injuries to James Brooks. Hayes.
Here they come.
He's going to get the first down. Jeff Hayes in a full sprint. And I don't believe this. Jeff Hayes inside the 5 to the 3, 51-yard pickup. And I don't think that was intended to run. He had tremendous pressure. He thought he was going to get it blocked, and he pulled it down and took off.
I think it was, Frank, because they blocked all on the inside. He had to miss one man.
I think you're right, Don, and this is exactly what we were talking about today with Theismann. The freedom that Gibbs gives his team to think for itself, and that's one of the things makes him a great coach.
Watch how these guys are closing off over here on the left.
Exactly.
And they're coming back to lead. Andre Young, number 49, you're going to see for San Diego in a minute. He runs right by him. He doesn't know that Hayes is there yet. There he was. He said, I can't figure out where this is going. Good hustle. What? Was that Chandler that knocked him down?
First down, goal to go. Riggins, right side. In the arms of Lyndon King, he'll not get in, and that statistic will go in the book, at least thus far for the Redskins, is the longest run from scrimmage they've had this year.
Jeff Hayes will not let them forget it. Can you hear him?
And it was a planned play. We just got word from the bench. So you're exactly right.
I've got a good eye, man. I mean, a really quick ie.
Well, Jeff Hayes has put the Redskins deep into Charger territory. It'll be second down, goal to go.
I was teasing him today. Oh, here we go.
Riggins.
I think he scored, didn't he?
He took everyone with him.
Yeah. I'm tired of this stuff, guys. Let's make some points.
If he didn't,
you got a scoop.
The Redskins on a drive that began inside their own 10. It involved 3 holding calls, the fake punt, and it wound up with Redskin football, and that is give it to Riggins over the left side, Grimm and Jacoby.
And Washington is no longer behind
closed door.
That's it.
Moseley on for the conversion to extend the Redskin lead. So the Redskins have a 17-7 lead. We have 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter from San Diego.
Eastern announcer.
Jeff Hayes, a walk-on a year ago. No one really knew who he was, from North Carolina. Won the punting job. He's punting well. And he has just given the Redskins their longest run from scrimmage. And it was a superb call on the part of Joe Gibbs, no question.
The other players.
Jackson is deep, and Jeff Hayes, of course, kicks off. He gets more distance than Mark Moseley, so they use him on the kickoff, and he's obviously a good athlete. He ran the football like a running back. A lot on the line now for the Chargers. They got to get back into this game, and they can write it off for 1983. Bruce Laird fouls the ball. Stays in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and San Diego will have the ball at the 20-yard line. Saturday, once again, a reminder, college football coming your way. It'll be regional coverage. It begins at 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 Central, and then 3:30 Pacific. Some really exciting games. Alabama, Ray Perkins' boys going down there to take on LSU. Oklahoma goes against Missouri in a Big 8 showdown, and Washington State against Oregon State. That game will be seen here on the West Coast at 3:30. College football, as the season begins to wind down, teams being shaken out, bowl bids starting to shape up. First down at 10, 20-yard line. Ed Luther back. Looks for Chandler. He's not open. He dumps it to Muncie. And Muncie got out of the grasp of about 4 Redskins, steps out of bounds after a gain of 1. Well, we were not anticipating seeing Chuck Muncie play much tonight. Now he's starting to limp a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't work out until this past Saturday. He was hurt 2 weeks ago against New England. Even his coach, you look at Don Coryell, did not know how much he could use him tonight, but he was quite a force for them in the first half. He got things moving for them, and he stays in the game now with Sherman Smith on second down and 8. And he'll try again, right side. Gain of maybe 1. It'll be third down and 7 now. Tony McGee, who usually is in the Redskins lineup as a pass rusher, can understand why. In 13 years, he's had 107 sacks, most of them with New England. Muncie with just a slight limp coming to the sidelines. We get a whole lot of receivers out there. Kellen Winslow will line up in the slot at the top of your screen, big number 80. There are 4 wide receivers. Luther, Chandler. Nice. Yes, he stays in bounds in midfield. First down, San Diego. They just gave him too much room down the sideline, and Ed Luther was able to get it in before Vernon Dean could get back from his own position.
Like he just kind of dropped it into kind of a little double coverage. You see Green got turned a little bit, but he was only covering short. Since they've moved the hash mark, it's not nearly so. Looked like to me that other foot didn't get in there, but I guess he was knocked out. Anyway, threw a little bit to the wide side of the field, and Wes Chandler made another outstanding grab.
Hey, he's playing hurt tonight, too. He was questionable all week. He had
hit in the kidney.
Severely bruised kidney against Denver. Chargers should have introduced their team tonight with a fife and drum.
They were complaining about the Santa Ana winds blowing through.
Duckworth is wide open, and Luther overthrows.
That's too bad. He was open, too, wasn't he?
That was Bobby Duckworth. Now, he's 6'3". He's working against Darrell Green, who is 5'8" over in that corner, and they had man coverage on him.
That Darrell Green is another rapidly developing star. World-class speed. You've heard us talk about him, and despite the fact there's the matchup Frank was talking about, but this kid Green is some leaper.
I tell you, Duckworth put a little move on Green right there.
Yes, he beat him that time.
Yeah.
Second down and 10, the ball at midfield. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Luther and Vernon Dean could have had his second interception of the night, or rather, this was Curtis Jordan.
Boy, he sure could have. Kellen Winslow hadn't even turned around. It's such a funny thing to sit up here and feel like, say, boy, if San Diego's offense can do something now, it's usually the other way around. Can't their defense stop anybody? But this is a time for that offense to come to the front.
Hey, Luther has shown so much potential over 4 years, but what a spot to come into, replacing Dan Fouts, who had directed the Chargers to 11 consecutive games in which they gained over 400 yards.
Last week's first time they haven't scored a touchdown in years.
Third down and 10.
He's got him if he doesn't get it picked off.
And Murphy. Mark Murphy. Chargers had an out and down move. Murphy was just roaming deep downfield. He just sized it up, read Ed Luther all the way, and picks it off. And this is the man that, quite frankly, this team really is not the same ball club without Dan.
Might have been the best example of what Fouts said earlier. Let's look at, see Ed, his head's right over there, a little down out. Looked at him all the way. What he didn't look at was Mark Murphy roaming center field back there. And there he goes.
Well, the Redskins, they live by the turnover. They don't give up many. They get it back. They'll have a 1st and 10. The ball at their own 42-yard line. We have 4:37 remaining in the third quarter, and the Redskins on top, 17.
Off this range.
Back at Jack Murphy Stadium. San Diego Chargers 3-5. They trail in the AFC West, both Denver and the Raiders. They have a 6-3 mark. If they pull out a win tonight, they'd only be 2 behind, but they're struggling as Riggins goes right side on first down for the Redskins.
Number 44.
Surges for about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
This team, San Diego, is not quitting. They've played a surprising game defensively, but there is something about this Redskin team. They won the Super Bowl, and so many still thought they were a fluke, but they're not. There's a togetherness about this team.
I'll tell you, there's an effectiveness, too. They
done right.
4th in the NFL in offense. They are ranked 6th overall defensively. Big hole for Riggins to midfield. Short of the first down, it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Pick up a 6 yards.
That's a good enough average for the kind of work he does. So he'll come out now as the Redskins get themselves into a situation where they can think both run or pass. They bring in Joe Washington, Nick Giaquinto. It's third down and a long 2. Giaquinto, number 30, sets up right in front of Joe Washington. Now he motions. Theismann has Giaquinto. He has the first down yardage. Little high percentage pass, gets the first down at the 45-yard line of the Chargers.
Well, you knew that was coming. He's used Giaquinto that way all season long. That percentage of third down and 2 conversions this season in the statistics, better than 70%. We showed you that earlier. This is Washington Redskin football.
Giaquinto's been around. I'll tell you, he came out of the University of Connecticut. Good athlete. Don Shula recognized that. He used him as a receiver. But he was cut by the Jets. He was cut by the Giants. He was cut by Ottawa. Let go by Miami. And he's been a contributor to the Redskins this year, and a major one. Play action on first down for Theismann. He wants a quick one. Tries to get it with Art Monk. Good coverage on Art Monk. Gil Byrd staying with him all the way.
It was one of those type patterns that you say, well, that's completable, but it would have taken a terrifically accurate throw, and not one of those that you had to lay out there. You had to drill that one for a way. He didn't have much room to work. Art Gill was like, he was a number 1 pick, what, the 5th? He was in 1C, they call it, like the 5th player picked or something like that. He and Billy Ray Smith had been, Frank, I think, mentioned, had been starters since the first mini camp when they got down here. So those guys we're going to see for a long time.
Washington single set back for the Redskins. Second down and 10. Monk is in motion. Joe Washington. This time he tried to get back against the grain, and Ken Green from his free safety spot was there, taking Washington just about at the line of scrimmage.
Well, again, a third down situation. And Theismann's productivity in third down situations this season has been amazing.
Again, the crowd is not booing. That is for Louis Kelcher, where they go Lou, Lou, Lou. And Louis rumbles in. Big number 74. Joe Gibbs, who has just called the play. A 3rd and 9 call. Charlie Brown. This play has gotten the Redskins out of trouble several times tonight.
Really
not bad coverage, but Theismann and Charlie Brown have got it worked out so well.
You see those arms go up?
He has. They open up that middle. We'll see if Charlie Brown from the top of your screen kind of come in to the middle of this. But it starts off, as we say so many times, look, there's nobody back there with Joe. Joe's got good drop, good 7.5 up step. There's nobody in the middle. So what kind of coverage Gill had? He had him to the outside. There's nobody on the inside, and Charlie Brown made a good cut.
Again, the rookie with good coverage, Gil Byrd. Good pattern, perfect pass. First down, Redskins, 30-yard line of the Chargers. Now back to Riggins. John is strong, and he gets up close to another first down. Stiff arm against Gil Byrd.
Now you can see they're just grinding them down.
They'll do that. They are so big up front. They make so few mistakes.
They've really been putting a lot of points on the board this year.
Averaging 33 points a game.
All teams have. They're at a record high in points scored per game, in yardage gained per game.
Second down, less than a yard. That's the time remaining in the third quarter. Riggins with a good move. Gets the first down.
Goodness,
I tell you, that was that Mike Green.
Mike Green that hit him. That kid's a heck of a linebacker. Now, that's Riggins we've seen run over a lot of people.
You know that hurt Green more than it did Riggins.
Well, he's the kind of guy, he jumped up in a hurry. He's not going to let anybody know it. Riggins comes to the outside. You'll see 58 Mike Green make a cut right in there, and he got him down.
He got him down, but he sprawled for a couple more.
For a guy who, in your words, is a little long in the tooth, Riggins is indefatigable. He shows no fatigue.
He's amazing. First and 10, the Redskins inside the 15-yard line. We're playing Redskin football here in the second half. Controlled football. And Riggins football. This time, Riggins held to a cover. Lyndon King defensively for San Diego. That's the end of the third quarter. Washington on top 17-7. We'll return for the fourth quarter action after this word from our local stations. The youngster, and of course the best the game has had to offer for the past few years, Dan Fouts. Tom Bass, the defensive coordinator, came in last year to organize things, and he really did. He shuffled a whole bunch of folks out of here, brought in a bunch of kids, and said, we're going to go from scratch. Changed over from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Highly intelligent, philosophical sort of a man.
Poet laureate.
And he's watching his defense facing the Redskins with a 2nd down and 8. The ball at the 13-yard line of the Chargers, and the Chargers down 17-7 in a must game. Theismann tries to get it to Washington, incomplete.
Frank, we mentioned earlier that Papa Bear, George Hallis, an octogenarian, died tonight in Chicago at 9:30 p.m. Chicago time. This statement just received from Commissioner Pete Rozelle. George Hallis leaves modern professional football as his memorial. He was the National Football League, its founder, the driving force that sustained it during struggling pioneer years. And there is more. Here's Frank.
3rd down and 8 Redskins. Theismann on the roll. Washington in the corner.
Nice throw.
Tried to get in the end zone. He does not do so, but he gets the first down at the 1-yard line. And Washington so effective out of the backfield.
Quickly finished. The commissioner went on with this. His passing is a loss to the entire American sports scene. It is particularly deep felt by those of us who shared his friendship and benefited from his counsel and support for part of the over 6 decades he personified the National Football League. Commissioner Pete Rozelle on top.
For the Redskins, first down, goal to go. Riggins works his way into the end zone. The Chargers are saying no, but the strength and the power in those legs that have been carrying John Riggins through 12 years of NFL wars gets him in. And the Redskins beginning to put this one away. Joe Theismann, and he's known a lot of them, says is the finest young coach he has ever known.
Encourages participation by the team, the individual players. I think that's really a mark of a smart coach, you know. Get all those players involved, and they go.
Joe said, if it's something we think of, we're going to try a little harder to make it work.
Right.
Joe Gibbs knows what he's doing. We'll be back.
2 big conference clashes. Ray Perkins leads his Alabama Crimson Tide to Baton Rouge for their traditional battle against the tough LSU Tigers. Or a Big 8 showdown as Oklahoma takes on Missouri, plus other regional games Saturday.
Riggins on the night, 85 tough yards, 2 touchdowns. A working night for Riggins. Redskins set to kick off. Deep is Ernest Jackson. Jeff Hayes bangs it. Taken short. This is Miles McPherson. McPherson is really hammered out of the 25-yard line.
This town was the center of baseball activity today. George Steinbrenner, the Yankee owner, as you look there at Big John Riggins, number 44. George Steinbrenner, the Yankee owner, was in town today having meetings with Jerry Kapstein, the gentleman who represents Goose Gossage, and Greg Nettles. Indeed, Greg was talking with me at halftime, and I'll tell you, as both of the men can become free agents, I will tell you what happened in just a moment.
It used to be the agents went to the owners.
Kapstein used to be doing stats for us, too.
Exactly, for 4 years.
First down and 10, the Chargers. At their own 26-yard line, Luther gets the screen to Muncie. Muncie has first down yardage out of the 35 to the 37.
Well, let's see if San Diego can generate anything in return as we look at the stats through the third quarter. There they were at halftime. And Washington had inverted the statistics and surpassed San Diego in yardage. And then in the third quarter, the Washington domination became more pronounced, as you can see. And the turnovers have hurt San Diego.
Typical Washington game. They get tougher and tougher as the game goes on. Picked off again. Fired into the arms of Neil Okowitz. It was intended for Charlie Joyner, I believe, and Luther almost knocked Okowitz down.
That's a shot of a man right in the middle of a migraine. The Redskins defense had produced 21 turnovers coming tonight, so you add 6 more to it. That's 27, and they committed only 6. That doesn't sound right.
Washington, that's correct.
Plus 15 on the takeover, or the takeaway scale.
Well, there's another one. That was a nice throw. Okowitz was right there.
He really was open.
Yeah. Well, he's improved his routes. I mean, stays out after practice. They work a lot. You got to hand it to a guy like Neil. I mean, you know, if he wants to be a good receiver, you got to work.
First down and 10. The Redskins taking total control now. San Diego's 33-yard line. Riggins pulling ahead to the 30.
Now the whole game is reminiscent of that 1980 Washington defeat of the Chargers, when the Chargers were presumed to be the outstanding team and heavy favorites against Washington.
What was the score of that game? Remember? It was a big one. I mean,
it was pretty big.
Riggins got a couple. It was second down and long to Theismann. He puts Monk and Charlie Brown up to the top of your screen. Sets in the slot. Theismann rolling out. Oh, it's the pass off, and that, boy, you wonder when a quarterback goes down, totally off balance. Theismann pops back up, though. He's okay. Incomplete. It'll be third down and 8.
He's elastic.
Was that Green that hit him? I didn't see who hit him.
Green was one of them.
It was either Green or was it, I guess it was Green.
Ken Green, the free safety.
Kenny Lowe was taking him on the outside, and that's...
Boy, he's off balance there.
That was Green.
A good way to lose his shoulder, but Joe Theismann is not only a good quarterback, he's a good athlete. We've watched him perform in Superstars, and he can do a lot of things well. And he can get himself out of trouble physically, and he just did. Third down and 8. Washington, Giaquinto are in the lineup for the Redskins. Theismann, great move by Charlie Brown, and just off the line was Theismann.
He had to release that a little earlier, I think, than he would have liked, Frank. He got Big Hands Johnson that came in there. And we'll watch. Downtown Charlie Brown put a little move here. Well, Gil says, I've seen that in college, but I just can't keep up with you. Ball was a little bit out in front of him.
Moseley, who hit from 43 yards out earlier, on now for a 47-yard attempt on fourth down. Theismann, the holder. High snap.
Nope.
Off to the right. And that center and the holder are so important. The snap was high. Theismann got it down, but the attempt was wide. Back at Jack Murphy Stadium, you can see. They are doing a little work here. They're going to expand it. It'll be first down and 10 for the Chargers under the direction of Ed Luther, with Dan Fouts unable to go tonight. Ed Luther, with his last 4 possessions, has produced 4 interceptions. That is not Eric Coryell.
The little kid says, why would somebody put me in this outfit?
Chargers from their own 30-yard line. Luther dropped the football and it's loose. Charlie Mann got in there first, and the Redskins are going to get it back. Somebody just knocked it out of his hand. And the Redskins have the football back. Recovered by Todd Liebenstein.
As this game disintegrates totally, let me finish the baseball news. George Steinbrenner has till 9 o'clock Pacific time Thursday night to sign Goose Gossage and Greg Nettles under the baseball rules. Forget the replay for the moment, but I can tell you that Goose Gossage will not sign. He will become a free agent and test the waters with as many other clubs as show an interest. But there is a possibility of Nettles being signed. Greg's terms were named to George.
Charles Theismann got the hit. Liebenstein got the turnover. That was the 6th turnover, I believe, on the night.
I think 7.
7 turnovers.
Yeah.
The Redskins are top of their game because they live by that. That was John Riggins over the left side.
You know, you throw a lot of interceptions as a quarterback, and you go back, and somehow that arm freezes, and it just doesn't want to throw anymore. You just feel a little bit off, and he looked like he just held it a little bit long, and somebody knocked it out.
It really is an attitude a quarterback has got to have.
Yeah, you got to throw that ball.
Throw it up there. Somebody will catch it, like Olkowitz.
That's right.
2nd down and 9. Riggins. Ooh, he punishes.
What a hit.
Only got a couple of yards out of it. He hit Ken Green.
Ken Green feels that, I'll tell you.
Washington, Giaquinto back in. Washington. Well, they're playing it a game at a time, but you've got to be thinking that they're thinking about December the 11th. And that is their 2nd meeting with the Dallas Cowboys. They've never lost a game this year on Sunday. They've only lost it on Monday night. The Dallas in the opener, and then the Green Bay.
By a total of 2 points.
They're down long to Theismann. Washington, I think, a little confused on that. Oh, batted away.
Good defensive coverage by Gill that time. He had a long time to throw. Yeah, he rolled out, had time to throw. That was good defense.
Here's Moseley again. He's 2 in his last 8. So he's in a slump. Hiya, fella.
I'll tell you, coming into tonight's game, he had missed from 39, 31, 35, 36, 43, 42. And he's struggling tonight. This will be an attempt. He has never missed 4 in a game.
He has now.
And Moseley has a career mark. The man who set an NFL record of 23 consecutive field goals a year ago is struggling this year. But he's got a lot of help from his friends. They're on top 24-7.
You make the call. In Super Bowl 17, Dexter Manley of the Redskins knocks quarterback David Woodley's arm forward, and as a result, the ball also flies forward. Now you make the call. Is it a pass or a fumble?
Finding them.
Since the arm is moved forward as a result of the defender's impact and not from a passing motion, it is a fumble, not a pass.
John Riggins said when he came back for this year, if we don't repeat as world champions, it won't be my fault. And he's living up to those words.
Moseley didn't say that, did he?
No, Moseley's got a problem. He's beginning to think.
Well, you might have watched our telecast last week.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Maybe it's infectious.
Well, Mark, you know, there's an old philosopher on his team, Joe Washington. He says, now, look, Moseley, he says, remember this. If you sail long enough, you're going to run into rough water. He said, that's what you're going through right now, rough water.
San Diego now has turned it over on their last 5 possessions. 4 interceptions and a fumble. This is Muncie. And Muncie, class football player, out over the 40. First down, San Diego, near the 42-yard line.
It appeared that Vernon Dean injured his arm or whatever it was. He'd hurt again. Good opening up here. You see Dean 32 come along, take a swipe right there. He caught a knee with his arm. But look at Muncie maintain that balance. I do enjoy watching Muncie play.
Muncie will get a little bit of a breather. And we will watch Sherman Smith. We're in the 4th quarter. A little more than 10 minutes remaining to be played.
No, look out, boy.
Luther tries to get it to Chandler. Good coverage, Gerald Green. He was all over.
I tell you, these greens are all over the field tonight, aren't we? And 28 on Washington is green. Pardon me?
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's Ken.
There's Mike.
Darryl. There's Mike.
Yeah, they're out there. Green is beautiful.
2nd down and 10. Muncie back into the game for San Diego. San Diego had high hopes for tonight, even though they didn't perhaps have the personnel to pull off what they wanted to do, because they play the Raiders 2 more times this year. They play Denver 1 more time. They could have got back into their race tonight.
He's got to have
Luther. First down, San Diego, near the 23-yard line. He was dueling Curtis Jordan, and Holohan, the former Notre Dame star, makes the catch.
Got Mel Kaufman coming back from his linebacker position in there, too. Holds this ball again. Ed's looking at that same guy all the way through. You see Kaufman dropping back to try to cover it. Good comeback move in there by Holohan.
That's not even being respectful, covering Pete Holohan, who was a tight end, but was a wide receiver in Notre Dame, covering him with a linebacker.
But notice the speed of the linebacker Kaufman and hanging in there with the receiver.
First down, 23-yard line of the Redskins. Muncie swarmed on. Big Dave Butts rolling out there.
You know, we haven't given
Charles Mann, the rookie out of Nevada at Reno.
Haven't given Dave Butts or Darrell Grant a lot of calls tonight, but those are the kind of guys, they anchor that middle in there, and they're in on a lot of tackles. And you have a way of missing them because the linebackers are the ones that are kind of coming in there, but they've been clogging up some holes pretty well.
Hard to miss them, too, because they're rather large folks. Dave Butts, 6'7", 295. Darrell Grant, 6'1", 275. Loss of a yard, a second down and 11.
Throw it, Muncie, throw it.
Pass. Now this is Sherman Smith. He tried to get it back to Kellen Winslow, but there were 3 Redskins with him, headed by Monty Coleman, who has great speed.
That was the play that Sherman fumbled when they were about to move in for a touchdown. Remember, Frank?
Didn't work much better this time.
Nope, it didn't. But at that point, San Diego could have taken a 14-7 lead.
He throws this one a little further than he did the other one. That's Kaufman at 55, applying most of the pressure right there. Monty Coleman came in.
And Perry Brooks, third down and 11.
Well, they'll keep trying it till they get it right.
I tell you, that's the way you get. That's the way perfection is achieved in this league.
Luther is back. Luther, shot, touchdown. Holohan. Pete Holohan.
That was a well-thrown ball. That's
it was.
Threw that one right on the money.
I'll tell you, it's pretty heady, too, because Luther has a tendency with his mobility to run. He would not have perhaps got the first down. He had an opportunity to run to close to first down yardage, but he spotted Holohan opening up, and he knew he had to get it. Holohan, his first career touchdown. That's the second touchdown pass for Ed Luther. Benirschke is on to try and shorten the lead. Chargers have drawn to within 10. And in years past, 10 points would be nothing for the Chargers, but they are not in the same gear that they have been operating under for the past few years with Dan Fouts.
He got Kaufman again on Holohan. He looks back, took the wrong angle. Holohan stood in there, got himself a touchdown.
8:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. 8:41 remaining in the game. The Chargers, perhaps thinking onside kick. And that was little or not effective at all, as Nick Giacquino with the good hands was up there right at the 50-yard line midfield for the onside kick. Doesn't work for the Chargers, and the Redskins have great field position right on the 50-yard line. The onside kick fails for San Diego. Joe Gibbs, I think, reading the mind of his former mentor. Don Coryell had the good hands, people up there. Giacquino was all over it. First down and 10 for the Redskins midfield. Theismann, Art Monk. Monk making contact with Gil Bird, but also picking up the first down.
They go right back to work. It's almost automatic. High percentage passing, ball control, chew up the yardage.
Yeah, at this point, go to work on the clock. You do that with the big man, John Riggins. Muncie, not expected to see that much action tonight. An inspiration to the Chargers in the first half. Not that effective during the second half. First down and 10. The Redskins have the ball. The Chargers 39-yard line. Riggins, he's hammered.
That Green is all over the place, isn't he? Yeah, there's a...
He might not be next week.
That's right.
Collisions like that.
So not it.
Gonna have a sore body.
Practice, practice, practice. The Redskin offense, I like this little stat. They've started a drive in their opponent's territory 26 times this season. And the other teams in the league average only 14 drive starts in enemy territory. And in those 26 possessions, Washington has scored 15 touchdowns and 5 field goals. That's taking advantage of the situation.
Second down and 9.
Yeah.
Theismann. Rick Walker. Another high percentage pass.
And Green is over there again. I'm telling you, he's covered the ground today.
He's playing in place of Tim Fox, who was injured a few weeks ago. The Chargers playing without both of their regular safeties. Tim Fox not in the lineup. Bob Greger, the strong safety, he's been out for 3 weeks. Very young secondary.
And they can't figure out Greger's absence. It's a troublesome knee. They expected it to be healed 2 weeks ago, and it's not healing.
Third down and 5. Giaquinto motions left. Theismann with a lot of time and a lot of accuracy gets it to Giaquinto. He bobbled the ball, got it clutched firmly again, and gets the first down near the 16-yard line of the Chargers.
It's incredible the way he makes those third down plays.
That's
I'll tell you, he had all the time in the world from that offensive line at that point. They're doing a great job
That's true,
tonight.
Frank, but the guy is sharp.
Oh, of course he is.
We've seen him throw that particular pattern about 3 times tonight, and in those 3rd and 5 situations. And you've got Giaquinto, as Frank has mentioned, who is a terrific receiver coming out of that backfield. He's got up a little head of steam because he's in motion. Hard to cover him down there.
First down, give it to Big John. Big John dances back to the inside. He would have lost a couple had he continued outside, but he saw a little bit of an opening. He gets inside the 15. He gets himself a couple of yards. Ken Green again defensively, and Ken Green is going to need his own personal whirlpool.
But you know, that's really kind of when he's making all of those doggone yeah, you're about right. But the party's never over. You got a scoop. It's over. I just haven't sung yet. That's all. I was going to talk about something too, but I forgot what it was.
Slipped your mind.
Slipped my way. I forgot what it was.
That happens later on.
Yeah, I was on a good one there for a while.
Second down and 8. Riggins gets back inside. Flags down.
That'll stop him.
As Riggins gets to the 11-yard line. Billy Ray Smith defensively. And the Redskins are going to pick up another holding call. I think that must be their 4th of the night.
6 minutes, 8 seconds left in the game.
Fred Silva.
Offense,
giving you the
number
word.
68. Holding. Second down.
Grimm's got a couple tonight. Wide World of Sports coming back on Saturday. The World Gymnastics Championships. Now that's the last major meet before the Olympics next summer. Always exciting. Motorcycle racing, and of course satellite coverage of the Dublin Mile. Eamon Coughlin going home, the indoor mile record holder. Wide World this Saturday, returning. Theismann on the night, 19 of 36, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, and ooh, he hates it, that 1 interception. Second down and 20. Theismann will go down in the arms of Lyndon King. Scurrying around back there. He almost got loose. But Lyndon King picks him up on the blitz, and the Redskins now, who were down close to the 15-yard line. Actually, they were at the 11-yard line with their first down, have been backed up now to San Diego's 35 as San Diego struggles to stay in this game, trailing by 10 points with less than 6 minutes remaining to play. Tell whether those numbers will hold up for Joe Theismann, who came in tonight as the NFL's leading passer. Chargers have played him tough, particularly in the first half. Theismann throws it into the ground. Good coverage on Joe Washington out of the backfield. Carlos Bradley was in there in the pass defense for San Diego. Jeff Hayes comes out. Mark Moseley breathes a sigh of relief. And Wes Chandler drops for San Diego.
And I don't think Jeff will be running with this one.
No.
That's a good heady move by. I'll tell you, really impressed by Joe Gibbs. One thing that could go wrong for them, and it could be a blocked field goal, and when you go for a long one, you can get a block easily. So he brings out Jeff Hayes. Jeff Hayes hits that funny kind of a squibber that Chandler
Did that guy
misses at the 7 and is down by the Redskins. Monty Coleman at the 1.
I thought he touched it. If he touched it, surely he didn't. That wouldn't happen in San
Well,
Diego.
if he touched it, it would be a muff.
It's a
and
muff.
it would have been
Rule.
the Redskins' ball at the 1-yard line. But apparently he did
Ball
not.
is down on the 1-yard line. A 34-yard punt.
I'll tell you, that's good coverage. And Jeff Hayes, who has shown some exceptional running skill tonight, breaking off a big one to set up a Redskins touchdown, has hit another one.
Is it Monty Coleman?
I think he was mighty. He went right through his hands.
He tried to touch it.
Sometimes it's not easy.
Well, the attempt doesn't make you guilty. The Chargers are 99 yards away. The kickers live in a strange world, and often the people who return kicks have strange things happen to them.
No, he didn't touch it. I believe it now.
He tried to, but he just didn't quite
That
get
ball
over
had, it looked like a knuckler. It really did. It is a kick that Jeff Hayes works on.
But why would he try to down that?
Well, trying to get back in the game, I guess. Luther, Chandler comes down close to a first down. I think he has it out near the 12-yard line.
The guy's got pretty eyes.
What did he tell you, Don, that he might
No, he didn't. That was
be a
kind
while
of,
coming back?
they just haven't given him any definite answer. He said anyway 2 weeks to a month, but he says you really can't tell until that 2 weeks or month kind of rolls around. Because
Worst
evidently,
kind of injury a pitcher can receive, the rotator cuff.
That's the
And
first.
in effect, Fouts is a pitcher, Frank.
I tell you, it's the first game that Fouts missed last week after starting 67 in a row. He's been a tough competitor.
look at this, wide open.
Chandler is open. In between the zone defense, Chandler to midfield for San Diego first down.
We have 5 minutes, 7 seconds left to play.
And you know, with Dan Fouts at the helm, we've seen it happen many times. It would be nothing but excitement up here because you know how quickly they can come back.
Tony Washington, number 24, just didn't take a very good drop after he kind of shoved Chandler out to the outside. And Chandler just turned it up with his speed, fit himself right into position for a nice reception.
It's hard to say. It's not the same feeling with Ed Luther in there that we've had over the years with Dan Fouts, who could spark this team to so many points so quickly. Luther sidearms. And Joyner to the 27-yard line. First down, San Diego.
The man is throwing the football now, and there's no quitting this team.
Hope Charlie's not hurt. He's just getting up slowly. Charlie Joyner.
He's grabbing at a hamstring. It looks as though he'll stay in, however.
He's had several little nagging injuries, but Coryell says, man, it's hard to keep him out. He just stays in there.
Ed Luther, thus far, 18 of 32, 287 yards, 1 touchdown, not bad numbers, but 5 interceptions. Not good numbers. First down at the 27-yard line of the Redskins. The Chargers down by 10 points. Luther, touchdown, zone shot. Touchdown.
All right.
Wes Chandler.
Well,
27-yard shot, and the Chargers come roaring back. They have 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
27 yards on the pass completion.
Boy, those were quick
Luther.
strikes. A long one to Chandler.
Wes Chandler.
He came back
Chargers,
to Joyner, and he has
touchdown.
just hit Chandler in the end zone. And Chandler, who we told you had the bruised kidney last week in Denver, was questionable all week, was slow getting up.
Here. That's a way to go. He's out there. I tell you, the ball is
Boy, this is a graceful receiver.
thrown with some zip. Working on Green over there.
Gave him a little look outside, Don, turned it up, and Green was left.
Look at his ability to get up in the air and catch that ball. He's not a tall fella either. That's a way to go, Ed.
he is a great athlete.
Now we wonder about the possibility of the onside kick. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game. If Benirschke is successful, the Chargers will have brought it to within 3.
Can you believe they went 99 yards so quickly?
By Rolf Benirschke.
A big one to Chandler, a nice one to Joyner, and the touchdown shot to Chandler.
And start off up the top of your screen. You've got Chandler. He's going to run a little out and up. Luther had a little pressure in the pocket, and great concentration by that receiver.
Really was, and a great move to the outside. Darrell Green went with it all the way. Touchdown San Diego, and they're back in it. Another in a long line of acrobatic catches by this man, Chandler. And Wes is hurting. We told you about the problem he had in the Denver game, a severely bruised kidney. We don't know if that has been re-injured, and we're going to look at another onside attempt, or at least they faked it, tried to drop it down deep. That ball stayed in and was fielded by Nelms, and he is going to go down inside the 10, and San Diego is fired up. They faked the onside kick. Redskins moved up. Only Nelms was deep. He thought it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. This is grass, not artificial surface. He fielded the ball, tried to get it out of inside of his 5-yard line. He did that, but only to the 6.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, and now it's defense time for San Diego, because they could easily, with Benirschke, if they can get the ball back and get field position, tie it.
The Redskins, they've had their treat. Now they're looking at a San Diego trick. They're coming back. Riggins, he'll be the workhorse to try to give Theismann some room. Well, he's not afraid to throw it down here. Goes out to Garrett.
And that defense swarms in this game, which had apparently disintegrated early in this quarter when the score was 24-7. And then Moseley failed again on a place kick. Suddenly, with no quitting this San Diego team, they've come back.
That was Charlie Brown on the receiving end.
Don't you think one of the keys was Luther's use of his mobility? 3 quick.
That sidearm shot to Joyner.
Yep.
Was a beauty. Charlie Brown got about 4. It's second down and 6. This crowd is really into it. Riggins left side. He'll do nothing out there. Pursuing defense headed by Andre Young from the strong safety position. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, Theismann's got a big one now.
Riggins shaking his head. He wanted to take that off tackle behind Jacoby and Grimm. There was nothing happening there, and the Chargers defense, good pursuit all night long. They're young, starting 4 rookies. They're light up front. 255, 254, 241. That's their 3 down linemen and their 3-4.
Same pass he's completed to Giaquinto. Uh-oh, this time he goes deep. Oh,
Theismann under pressure. Giaquinto broke it off on him. I think he thought he could break it deep. Theismann didn't read it with him, and the Chargers are going to get this ball back in good field position.
You know, that ball was almost intercepted.
So Jeff Hayes steps into his end zone. And James Brooks, for the first time tonight, will drop as the punt receiver. A dangerous return man. Again, Brooks is in. He's playing on what really is the season for the Chargers on a bad ankle and a pulled hamstring. They're pulling it all out now.
What a nice punt.
Hayes, high, towering kick. Brooks wanted a fair catch and changed his mind.
Got some room.
He's got it set up. Brooks, almost within field goal range. He is, as a matter of fact. Jeff Hayes had to make the stop at the 30-yard line, and the Chargers have come back.
They have come back against a team that one wouldn't think you could come back against. Been an incredible display.
Was terrifically set up by the Chargers. Brooks didn't do anything but just take nothing fancy, just take off to his left. He had some good blocks, and Frank called it. Hayes was the guy that made the final stop.
I mentioned a stat earlier. The Redskins cover their punts so well. In their past 24 games, they've only had 5 punts brought back 10 yards or more. And Brooks has just put San Diego already within field goal range as Muncie Across the left side, Darrell Grant swarms there, but Muncie gets about 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
See him holding on to that ball. They were going after it, too.
We have 2:45 and the clock is ticking away. As you can see, that remains in the game.
That's a long 2:40 and counting down from where they are. I'll tell you, they got plenty of time, Gipper.
And, of course, the Chargers have one of the high percentage field goal kickers in football today, Rolf Benirschke. 2nd and 7, Muncie trying to get outside, working with his own men as the Redskins stack it up. Good defense there by the Redskins.
NFL kickers have made 72.4% of their field goal attempts this year. Never in the history of the league has it been more than 70%, and only 5 years ago, field goal kickers, I like this stuff, 58%. See, I got that.
There's a gain of a yard. We got the 2-minute warning. We have a 3rd down and 6 for the Chargers. Dan Faust right in the middle, talking it over.
All right, let's take a look at what the Bills did against the Saints yesterday. We pick up 2nd quarter action, and Joe Ferguson was the leader. Had a fine day, 4 touchdown passes. 7-0 Buffalo. Ferguson, play action fake passes to Tony Hunter, the rookie tight end from Notre Dame. This man destined to be a superstar, and this is why. All the way downfield, cutting back in, touchdown, 14-zip Buffalo. On the Bills' very next possession. Once again, Joe Ferguson, play action fake. This time, he will pass to number 88, Moseley, and that's a 22-yard touchdown, and Buffalo went on to win 27-21.
Meanwhile, back at live action, we've got a live one. Right now, San Diego, taking advantage of the 2-minute warning, has talked it over on the sidelines. Ed Luther has brought the play back in. This man on the spot if they are unsuccessful in getting the 1st down. And it is 3rd down and 6, the ball at the 26-yard line of the Redskins. Did they fail on a pass attempt? And it isn't necessarily so that they will go with the pass, because they have a great deal of confidence in Benirschke. But from this point, the line of scrimmage, Benirschke would be kicking from about 42 yards out.
Top of that screen, you got man-to-man.
Pressure, and Luther has to dump it off, and we will see Rolf Benirschke. And for Benirschke, he's 8 of 15 for the year. His best was at Kansas City. He has plenty of distance. He had a 51-yarder earlier this year. That was the winning margin over Kansas City. Luther, of course, is the holder. Andy Gissinger provides the snap. And Benirschke sets up 8 yards deep, so we have a 44-yard attempt. This to tie it up. Possibly put it in overtime. We have tied it up, and the Chargers, boy, they deserve all the credit in the world. They have battled back.
You believe this?
They've turned it over 7 times tonight, and with 1:52 remaining in the game, we're tied at 24.
Weird things happen on Halloween.
Don Coryell's headache has disappeared. He's right out there in the huddle with his team.
Well, you know what you said, boils down. If they lose tonight, they've lost 6 ball games. Way to go, Rolf.
If they win tonight, they will stay within 2 of Denver and the Raiders. They are at 6 and 3. And as I mentioned a couple of times tonight, San Diego plays the Raiders twice more. We'll cover one of them for you on Thursday night. That one, December the 1st. And they also have Denver once again. So they can be their own master. Ed Luther, 5 interceptions on the night. He got a little hesitant, as Don pointed out, in the 3rd quarter, but he came back, and the Chargers took it at their 1-yard line. He moved around the pocket, hit Chandler for a big one, Came back, hit Charlie Joyner, and then hit Chandler for the touchdown. And Benirschke is now hit from 44 yards out to tie it up. Mike Nelms. Flag is down as Nelms hurdles out over the 25-yard line. 1:47 on the clock.
Clipped by number 71.
Charlie Mann.
Charlie Mann.
Yeah, that hurts, too, because as we watched the Redskins up in Green Bay a couple of weeks ago, they got in this situation late in the game, and Theismann, with very judicious use of Joe Washington and John Riggins, got them back into field goal position to win that one, and Moseley missed that one from 39 yards out.
We saw the San Diego defense last time Washington was in this situation rise to the occasion. 3 downs and they punted. Got good field position.
Charlie Mann, guilty for Washington. .147 timeouts. The Chargers have 3 and the Redskins have 3.
On the run back, holding Washington, decline, illegal block in the back above the waist on number 71, accepted. It'll be first down.
And it'll be inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. This year in 3 Monday night games, Washington on Monday night has given up 102 points. 69 in the second half. That is highly unusual for them. Theismann, that one batted away.
I'll tell you, they
almost picked off by Lyndon King.
Right, they can't risk that again. That was the ball game right there.
He did have Art Monk open had he been able to miss Lyndon King. Quick drop back. Joe's kind of zeroing in on one target right now. You'll see Lyndon King make a good move right there.
Lyndon is hammered first there, Gilbert.
It's got to be Green coming around there somewhere, though.
Green. 3rd down and 8. Joe Washington, and he is held short of the first down.
He did not get it.
Depends on where they mark it.
It'll be a marked job, and they now have marked it up what looks like very close to the 19-yard line. That's where he had to be.
It almost seemed that he had it and then almost took a little step back.
I don't think he got it.
No, they just indicated. They're not even going to measure. Crowd doesn't like that at all.
I think they decided they are going to measure.
Well, now they brought it back, but they were fairly confident he had already made it.
Almost had a good charge right in the middle. Washington hooked up.
He came back with the ball on his own motivation.
Yeah, but he did make a little surge right there. Well, we'll see. That was Danny Walters, number 23. Still has to be relatively careful down there, Frank, on the 20. However, with 3 timeouts, and just trying to get in a field goal position to let Moseley have another shot at it, they might try to come back down in the middle, use those timeouts. He moved it very well before the half, we saw. Picked up 3 points. Joe Gibbs has got something on his mind over there.
Set to go. And almost he holds on out of the 43-yard line as we're inside 1 minute.
That was some catch by Art.
That really was.
Holding on to that after that hit. He is a great athlete.
That pass to Charlie Brown, he would have tried to get it in as we go back and look amongst the
There's the catch again, and watch this hit.
Ball was not thrown well.
Nope, thrown behind him. He made the turn, kept the ball, got the hit, and retained the ball.
As Andre Young, 49, who made the hit, and the ball was thrown behind Monk. That was a good job of adjusting.
Theismann killed the clock with 42 seconds with that attempt to Charlie Brown. It's 2nd down and 10. That's Charlie Brown, and he has another first down at the 42-yard line. I don't think they'll use it yet. Heading towards 30 seconds. 3:50.
Defensive team was not set. Illegal motion. First down.
So it'll be first down, 15. Theismann has 2 timeouts. 25 seconds remaining in the game, and of course we're tied at 24. for Washington. He pulls it off the turf, steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line with 19 seconds remaining.
That was a remarkable catch, too.
I was just going to ask Frank, is there a tougher catch for a receiver than those down there around your shoestrings?
Yeah, the one Monk made a short while ago.
Yeah, that one.
But this is a great effort, and Joe Washington just beats in so many ways.
And keeps his balance after it.
Absolutely.
Don't be surprised if Theismann goes looking for Washington again.
Ball's thrown right there.